We are back. You see a thin man with stained clothes, a hooked nose, and two stubby horns jutting from his forehead. He is stumbling about and muttering to himself. He stinks of brine, vomit, and cheap wine. Greetings, eh? The man squints blearily at you. Is it? What? Never mind, sorry to bother you. He's also named, but
I'm gone.
Don't seem to be able to get anything out of him. He will probably come into play later. Okay. Let's finish looking around outside here. Okay, these just seem to be same, this collector's the same as the other collector we ran into earlier. I mean, maybe not quite the same. The vines on this building have withered from the heat emanating from the walls. She's named. You see a woman dressed in a tight leather bodice and leggings. She smells faintly of cheap perfume, and her face, though pretty, is painted with garish makeup. She smiles coyly as she sees you. Seeking some company, love? No, but I had some questions. Sorry, love. We don't stand here to answer questions of passerby. Sure you wouldn't like a little company? No. Very well. I want to check something here. Okay, I thought maybe she'd be stealing from me.
Done.
Let's see. Okay. This guy is named Barking Wilder. This wild-eyed man is hunched over, snarling and giving low growls. It looks like he hasn't trimmed his hair in years. It's so long it forms a veil over his eyes. He has a long, stringy mustache caked with grease and sweat, and the tips of the mustache droop so much that they have become tangled in his ragged beard. Greetings. The man stops in mid-snarl, and he reaches up to part the curtain of hair that covers his eyes. As his withered hand pulls away his dirty locks, several strange, puce-covered bugs fall from his hair and scatter across the cobbles. Behind the cloak of hair, the man's flesh is moon-pale and creased with wrinkles. His thick, bushy eyebrows form a V as he stares at you. Hand, ma take the moon fly too? Take your hand and fly to the moon? Not today, my friend. The man frowns, but his eyebrows tilt upwards in a reverse V, creating a bizarre expression. You have no idea how he accomplished the facial expression, but it makes you uncomfortable watching the muscles beneath his face shift to the new pattern. You can't tell whether he's angry, curious, both, or neither. Singed speak a man, answers prefer a wood woman heart. A single kiss speaks a woman's heart, but a man's answer is what you prefer. Very well then. But I know this. My answer is a question, and an answer from you is what I would prefer. The man seems mesmerized by your voice. With every word you speak, a light flickers in his eyes. Barking Wilder am I. I am a wanton asking a. May you may? You may, and I will. Who or what are you? Chaos. He stutters out the words as if having difficulty getting his tongue around it. Some say thou sectex. I say stecti sox. Chaos men. Men? No. Nem? No. Men? Yes. Three no's make a yes. He hunches down on his knees and begins to rock back and forth, singing in a childlike soprano. Chaos man, hop along home. Affectionate it is, yet we are alone. So you are one of the Chaos men? Very well, I had other questions. He claps his hands delightedly like a child at a festival, then gives a howling shout. Question! I'm looking for a lost journal. Do you know where I might find one? Oh! I actually got some interest. He frowns, squints his eyes shut, then opens them back up. When he speaks again, his voice is level and straightforward. It's like a different, saner purpose is speaking. The effect is eerie. More than one lost, more than one you must find. Each part of you had one. So more than one you must find. He blinks and shakes his head for a moment, as if surprised at himself, then chuckles uneasily. Can you tell me at least
Updated
where
my
one of them
journal.
is? He looks like he is about to object, then suddenly his left fist comes up and smacks him in the temple. He howls in response, then suddenly stops, blinking. One is in a cupboard in your guest room in the halls of the sensei, and another is on the walls of a tomb sealed deep beneath the city where the stones weep. The others are... Before he can finish, his right fist comes up and smashes him in the face, causing him to yowl again. He blinks and shakes his head for a moment, as if surprised at himself, then smiles uneasily. Halls of the Sensates? Where's that? Barking Wilder holds up his hands. He doesn't seem to recall what he just said. Beneath the city? He looks frightened for a moment, then points upwards with a hopeful expression. There? He gulps. He doesn't seem to know, and for some reason, you believe him. May I join the Chaos Man? He looks at you askance, shrugs, then bends forward to sniff you. Squat, stiff, lank, damp, tramp, cod. He snorts and growls to himself. Sod. That would be I know, I suppose. Okay. That's everything we can get from him. Morty's sane. Well, that's a tree with one snapped branch too many. Morty rolls his eyes. No sense in chatting with Isaiah 6 again, Chief. They're a barmy bunch. Who are they? They're a faction who don't have any rules. Except don't keep one thought in their head for too long. They're sometimes called Chaos Men. No need to explain why. How do they get members? They just seem to attract members like flies. Well, members that are crazy or chaotic enough, I suppose. I don't think they have any recruiters. Though you really can't say anything about them for sure. Okay. I think we've probably already exhausted the questions for Fel. I wonder what happens if I get someone to translate. Okay, I think I've already done this, but like with my own like translating myself. Yeah, okay. Doesn't seem like
All right.
I'm learning anything new there. It doesn't look like I can sell him anything. Oh, that's interesting. The tattoo of greater action can only be used by thieves. I should pay attention to that. Greater presence can be used by everybody. The enduring is only fighters. And that's fighters. And this is only by mages. Okay, so the dexterity one is like not that useful because I'm not going to be because I'm not a thief. I mean, I will end up buying it eventually, but it's not. I think the intellect one is the one I'm after next, right? That's the revelation one. Okay. Yeah, we will try and get that one next.
All right.
Alrighty. These barrels are probably here to catch rainwater. The only thing that fills them is dust. What you first took to be a door in this archway is actually a painting. The artist has made use of the shadows of the overhanging arch, and some subtle texturing effects to give the door the illusion of substance. Examine the door. Other than the skill of the artist, there is nothing remarkable about the painting. The door has been painted on a rough stone wall. You can feel the stone and mortar beneath the painted wooden texture. Leave the quote-unquote door alone. Okay, so we've got a couple people up here. I don't think we've spoken to a tout yet, so let's do that. This attractive, scantily clad woman calls out to you as she makes her approach. Pardon me, good sir, pardon. You seem a bit lost, if I may say be so bold. Would you require the services of a tout, perchance? Only a single copper, sir. What's a tout? A guide, sir, to see around this part of the hive. Alright, here's a copper. Thank you, sir. 'Tis drink well spent. She pockets the copper coin. There's 2 gates leading from here, both on the westernmost side of the area. One in the north and one in the south. 2 places you may wish to visit are the Smoldering Corpse Bar and a tattoo parlor. Lastly, there's a set of buildings oft-times called the Tenement of Thugs. A dangerous, dangerous place, sir. Where's the Smoldering Corpse Bar? 'Tis in the very middle of the area, sir. A square building with a domed roof. Walk along the southern east-west road. You'll see its entrance faces to the south. Tattoo parlor? The parlor is at the eastern end of the area, sir. A domed building with a wrought iron mesh atop it. Its entrance faces southwest. Where's the northwest gate lead? To the part of the hive where the mortuary lies, sir. The Gathering Dust Bar, the Dustman Memorial, and a mausoleum are there as well. Southwest? That gate leads to the part of the hive which holds the Office of Vermin and Disease Control, as well as a decent-sized market. Tenement of Thugs? She nods. 'Tis a cluster of buildings along the north side of this area, sir. You'll want to avoid the place. Unless, of course, you're spoiling for a fight, sir. That's all I wish to know. Very well.
We're being watched, Chief.
I suppose that's
Casual.
that's a worthwhile use of copper. Alright, so let's talk to this guy. The slightly effeminate, well-groomed young man is watching passers-by with a contemptuous sneer. His hand rests on the elaborately crafted, bejeweled hilt of a saber. With his silk garments and his suede boots, he seems painfully out of place. Greetings. Though with his delicate features and bow lips, he could pass for a comely woman, his voice, despite its softness, is without doubt a male. A stranger, another cutter. He spits out the word as if the taste offended him. Come to challenge my blade? No, but I have some questions. Away then, I've no time for the likes of you. I am here to fight. Tear that candied pop in two, boss. Show him how it's done. The young man's eyes gleam like burning ice. A frigid half-smile creeps over his lips. Excellent. You catch only a blur of motion before his saber is readied. Do your best not to bleed on my boots, will you? Behind him, a filthy robed figure is watching you with greedy eyes. I'm curious if, can we all fight here? Or, just me?
I'm gone.
Sheer ugliness stabs pain into my eyes.
I hear your word. That's not me, disguise. I'm just folly. The rock sings through.
He's, hitting us a lot.
There can be
Get some
disguise.
magic missiles at him.
What?
Why is Morty not attacking?
Vengeance Valley.
Oh my gosh, how much HP does this guy have? Oh, there we go.
Okay. Looks like my skills. have
Wow, 2,000
increased.
experience, really?
What's up, Chief? Good as done.
Whole rusty dagger?
What's the
Amazing.
word, Chief?
Okay, give me a second. I want to check if there were... wait, what was that guy's name? Not Rake Chaser. The other one. I want to see if I'm missing anything by killing him or not. Rake. Rake? I wonder if this is from the unfinished business mod. Okay, hold on. Let me I did save after I killed him, right? Wait, what was his name? Zool. Zool. Okay, I think this must be from the unfinished business mod. Because I tried searching his name in the walkthrough and it didn't come up. Okay, I think there might be a another way to do that. I'm gonna check
Looks like my skills have
I'm gonna
increased.
check and see if this guy will talk to me. Man, fleas in a flurry of corpse-like flies and dirty brown robes. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I think there will be another that will like lead to something if I don't kill him right now. I think we're gonna
All right.
not do that right now. Let me see if this guy will talk to me. He spins to face you, eyes wide with fear. You notice his face is covered with weeping sores. Fat, black flies flit lazily about his head. Don't hurt me, my lord. I don't know nothing. I don't got nothing. I had some questions. He steps back a ways, stumbling, and sputters out. But, I told you, my lord, I don't know nothing. I don't. We'll see about that. Will you speak? Aye, I'll talk to you, my lord. He wrings his hands together nervously, stopping only to ward off any flies that land on his facial sores. Who are you? Me? Melrick, my lord. But, I'm called Rake Chaser. Why is that? Huh? Oh, I follow this blood about. He nods towards the young nobleman standing nearby, who spots him and frowns contemptuously before looking away. Clean up his messes, if you know what I mean. The bodies. Why do you do that? I sell the debtors at the mortuary to the dustmen. For drink, you know. I sell what they got on them, too, if they died alone, without friends. Who's the noble? Who? Him? I don't know, my lord. Wandered in one day, started picking fights. Duels, he calls them. I don't speak to him, you see. Just drag off the debtors. Maybe you could, go ask him. He's a good fighter, then? Oh, I am no great judge, you see. But he seems right deadly, he does. I wouldn't fight him, if that's what you're thinking. How's he fight? With a sword? Magic? Yeah, with a curved sword, my lord, a sword. Right fancy thing it is? Whatever, I killed him and got a rusty dagger. He's got some fancy moves to go with it. He's fast. Moves like he's dancing. The man leaps into a poor imitation of a fencer's stance, sending off a cloud of annoyed flies. Snick, snack, snicker, snack. And like that, you're dead. Think he's better than me? He suddenly looks worried. Yeah, no, that's not what I was saying, my lord. I haven't seen you fight, though. Mayhap you could, try him. Find out. But it'll kill you if you're not good enough, you know. If you want, I can give the dustman your last wishes. In case you lose. Tell me about the area. The hive, my lord? He scratches through his hood, shrugging. It is what it is. Bleak slums from one end to the other. Couldn't tell you more than that, really. Journal? Nope. Okay.
Done.
Damsel in distress. Actually, I wonder if she's gonna pickpocket from me. She might. I think I need 13 dexterity to prevent pickpocketing. Her hair, you see a pretty young woman. Her hair is in disarray, and the bodice of her dress is torn. She looks about in desperation, then notices you. Oh, you know what? I think this is an ambush. Greetings. She runs up to you and grabs your arm. You notice the front of her dress is stained with blood. Help me, Cutter. Please, they're killing my sister. She begins to tug on your arm. Who? She looks around wildly. This drunken man who followed us from one of the taverns. We thought he meant no harm. Please, Cutter. There's no more time. Help us. Wait, first you said they were killing your sister, and now you say he is killing her. Which is it? She stares at you, unsure what to say. I'm distraught. I made a mistake. She glances at the blood that stains her dress. Please help me, Cutter. Examine the blood. You glance down at her dress and look at the blood. Although it does appear to be real, it is completely dried. It must be hours old. That blood is hours old. What are you up to? You see her eyes flick to the bloodstains and then back to you. You think you can hear the hint of nervousness in her voice. You are mistaken, Cutter. Please help me. My sister lies dying while we tarry. I don't have time for this. Farewell. As you walk away, the woman continues weeping and crying out. Huh. I mean, that didn't actually, lead to anything. I didn't get, a experience or anything. I wanted to see what else, happens if we don't, No, that led to the same thing. Okay, let's just see, I mean, I'm sure this is just an ambush. If it's just thugs, I'll probably,
I'm gone.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's, I can get some,
What's up? Good as done.
get some, loot, maybe. I need money.
Did you see that?
Done.
Alrighty, did I fully explore this area? Looks like it. Except for the, smoldering corpse bar. Just a second. Yeah. Alright, I came in here earlier to get the con and to get a +1 wisdom from someone over here, but that's about it. So now we can talk to everybody else in here. We'll start the Drusilla. This is a woman with fading bruises on her face, in arms, and a look of despairing longing in her sunken eyes. She might have been pretty once, but those days were long ago. She turns slowly to face you. Life pours into her features, and the spark of sardonic light that dances in her eyes now makes you wonder if your eyes were deceiving you. Welcome to the smoldering corpse-scarred man. Who are you? I am Drusilla, and you must be clueless. Don't ask me how I know that. It just shines off you. Clueless? I think not. She smirks at you, and her bruises seem almost to fade. Whatever you say, dearie. I'm looking for a journal. Would you happen to have seen it? A journal? Oh, sure. I've kept an eye out for all stray journals, just in case some scarred man walks into my favorite bar and starts asking about it. Do you ask that of everyone you meet? What a fascinating life. You have a smart mouth on you, don't you? Aye, a smart mouth and a smart head. I ain't that alcove you might think, sod. I get a brain on me. Too bad it's not in you. Very well. I thought that might get her into an insult. Match with Morty. This time, Drusilla seems slightly more lively. At least, you don't catch a glimpse of the despair that you smelled on the first time you spoke with her. Hello again, traveler. What can you tell me about this place? Here? This is the smoldering corpse. Although the person smoldering ain't dead yet, he's just keeping himself alive till someone comes along to help him out. Sod who likes to see people in pain come here. Fiends like it. Folks who don't care much for being bothered come here too. The name alone keeps out most of the Burks. Who is he anyway?
Updated my journal.
That despair you saw on her face before flits across it again like a black-winged shadow before she masters herself. That's Ignus, one of the greatest wizards ever to come out of this slummy excuse for a cesspool. They caught him, and they opened up a channel to the plane of fire through him. And now he's just a doorway for it, keeping himself alive by force of will alone. If someone could douse him for a few moments, it'd give him his life back again, but they don't make enough water to do that. What's your connection to him? Her voice practically throbs with a deep ache. I was Ignus's lover, and he my beloved. He loved the flame now more than me, and now he has become the flame. And because I love him, I love the flame. But that's all done with now. Now I have to wait for him to douse himself. I sell what little I have just so I can be near him. Very well, answer some other questions. Okay. Seems like all we can get out of her.
I'm gone.
Go say hi to Mr. Ignus. This crackling, billowing creature twists slowly above an iron grill upon the floor of the bar. It may have once been human, but now its skin is charred beyond recognition. Streams of fire form a wreath around the creature's body, and the flames lick at the few remaining pockets of flesh, causing them to bubble and run like wax down the creature's skeletal frame. Examine him. The heat surrounding this creature is incredible. To your surprise, the iron grill the creature floats above has sagged and bent from the heat. At first you thought the heat came off from the grill, but now you realize it emanates from the creature. As you watch, flecks of ash drift from the writhing corpse and float slowly to the ceiling. Greetings. The thing makes no response. It writhes slowly within the flames. It lives, but it does not seem aware of anything other than the fire that surrounds it. Its skin is flame. Its heart is flame. And you know, within some shadowed corner of your memory, that this thing is dangerous. Okay. We apparently have some memory of that guy. I almost didn't see this, like, see-through guy here. Adrian. You see a soft-looking man with gentle, far-staring eyes. He dresses in supple leather clothing and carries implements of use and destruction about his body, such as ropes, spikes, tinderboxes, and empty vials of air. He looks half gone, literally. There's an insubstantiality to his existence, as if his essence has been partially leached away. He focuses those eyes on you, and suddenly you find them gripping and determined. Greetings to you, O Seeker. Greetings. He carefully sets down the mug he's holding and gives you all his attention. I have seen the far reaches of the multiverse and returned to tell the tale. I have walked upon the bodies of dead gods and spun moonbeams in the astral ahead of 1,000 shrieking Githyanki nights. I have passed the edges of existence and watched my essence shiver away before me. What is it I can do for you? Oh, quite an opening. I had some questions. Perhaps oh, this might be the guy who can help Ingress. Perhaps I have some answers for you. Speak, and I shall tell you. Who are you? I am Kandrian Ilborn, traveler, dreamer, tale spinner, and so forth. You're a traveler? Tell me of the plains. I am tired, Seeker. So tired. I am fresh back from negation. I will answer what I can for you, but I cannot promise that you will find satisfaction in the answers I will give. What would you know? Would you hear of the outer planes, the prime material, or the inner planes? Fresh back from negation? What do you mean? His eyes cloud over. I went to the inner planes to discover my true essence. I made the mistake of visiting the negative material plane in order to understand my body's urge to decay and the cycle of death and life. I thought myself protected against the ill effects of the plane with my magic, but I was wrong. The blackness of infinite nothing pressed upon my soul, and I was beset by shadows that sought to snuff out my very soul. I lost my way for a time, for an eternity, and nearly lost my existence. I could feel my essence falling away from me, and even now, half gone. And am even now half gone. Never will I return. How did you survive?
Updated my journal.
How did I survive? He smiles tightly. With a piece of nothing that held back the nothing. Nothing can stop nothing, you know? And so I carried nothing in my hand to protect me. Do you plan to journey to the ultimate negation yourself? You have the smell of desperation about you. And so I make you this gift. Hold it in your hand when the shadows press in, and it should protect you and your friends somewhat, should they remain close to you. He passes you a small black token that looks as if it has no dimensionality to it at all. It looks like we got an item. This is a negative token, a flat black disc that appears to have no substance to it at all. Turning it over reveals it has no third dimension. There is no thickness to this item at all. It gives you some command over creatures of shadows. You can command them to stand still for a few precious seconds. The more powerful the shadow, the less likely it will obey your command. As an added benefit, as long as this token is carried by any of your party members, it acts as a ward against shadows. It will not prevent shadows from attacking your group, but the shadows will find it more difficult to harm you while the token is carried. Oops. Alright, what else do you have to tell us? What are you doing? Same thing. What is this place? Unless the cosmos has shifted, or we have spun into the mazes, I would say that we're in the Smoldering Corpse Tavern. What can you tell me of the patrons here? I mind my own business here, Seeker, where I spend too much time away not minding it. Speak to the bartender if you would learn more of the customers. Mazes? What do you mean? Aye, the mazes, where the lady dumps those who've displeased her. He makes a small semicircle over his heart as he speaks the lady's name. If you know more of the lady in the city, find a tout or some such guide. Know anything about my journal? I've seen no journals lately but for my own, and that has crumpled away into nothingness. My apologies. Yeah, let's see if he, will tell us about the planes. What's the difference in the outer, the prime material, and the inner planes? The difference is true essence, Seeker. The inner planes are matter, substance, true physicality. They are the building blocks of the multiverse, for it is from them that all belief in the elements springs. The inner planes filter through the ethereal plane, the plane of potential, some say, which forms the elements into the worlds of mortals. Once past the ethereal plane, one reaches the prime material, where exist all manner of mortals and monsters and myths and machines. It is there that belief is born, and there that the spirits that create the outer planes are born. When mortals die, they pass through the astral plane, a no place that is thought and mental energy itself. It is in all things and in none. It is paradox, among other things, and it filters spirits into the great ring. You comprehend so far? Yes, go on. Now, the outer planes. Where should I start? Do you know the cardinal rules of the planes, on which all others are based? Do you know about the composition of the outer planes? Do you know of the great ring, and its division in our hearts? Do you know of the individual planes? Each of these leads to the next, and so it is best to start from the beginning. Okay, tell me about the composition. The outer planes are created of and by belief and thought and faith. They take their imagined form from the prime material plane, shaped into forms that stagger the imagination, built by the accumulation of belief. Belief creates the planes. Belief is power here. Change belief, and you can change the nature of reality. The creatures that are born here, the plane-born, like the fiends and celestials, are truly born of the thoughts and concepts of mortals. They each express some sort of ideal, and the more powerful the ideal, the more powerful the being. Thus, the being that symbolizes love is one of the strongest of all. Go on. That's why the powers, gods some call them, live out here. This is where all the faith in them comes. This is where they are at their most pure and most strong. Their realms are extension of their very beliefs, manifestations of their godly essence. All of it formed by belief. Okay, what about the Great Ring? Among the loose unity of planeswalkers, we conceive of the infinite outer planes as a ring surrounding the plane of ultimate neutrality, the Outlands. The spire atop which Sigil sits is in the center of the Outlands. The further one travels away from the spire, the less neutral the plane grows, until it spills onto the neighboring planes. Each of these planes impinges on the Outlands, spinning themselves into law and chaos, good and evil. The Great Road marks the demarcation between the Outlands and the gate towns that spring up around the gates to these planes. Beyond the gate towns lie the hinterlands, uncharted territory that is lost to history, and that loses thought. Danger lies in the hinterlands. Go on. The outer planes differ by morality, not substance. For you, we'll divide the planes into 3 sets: upper planes of good, lower planes of evil, and boundary planes of neutrality. These are then divided further by law and chaos, with the Outlands in the middle. Which is of interest to you? Upper. Of the upper planes, there are neutral planes and lawful planes and chaotic. What would you know? Neutral. The neutral upper planes contain the Beastlands, a place of neutrality and goodness, with a slight tinge of chaos, where the animals rule in the eternal noon and night. They hold Bitopia, twin paradise of industry and labor, where all work toward the good of all, and Elysium, the sweetest plane of goodness and calm I have ever come across. Alas, right now I am not well enough to enjoy any of the restorative effects. What would you hear of now? About the lawful ones. Andrian gives a small shudder. I am not the best person to speak of the planes of law, he says, for the innate structure and ultimate patterns they impose frighten me. I steer clear of them, because I value my individuality more than I value the knowledge they'll bring me. They include regimented Arcadia, nearest of the good planes to the unbending order of Mechanus, and Mount Celestia, home of the Archons, an island in the Silver Sea. Okay, what about the chaotic ones? These are where I feel at home, though I steer clear of Isgard. For the most part, the endless battles and tests of metal among the floating earthbergs of a plane don't do much for my disposition. Arborea, though, he sighs. The mountains are taller, the air clearer, the rivers purer, and the game larger than anywhere else. It is a true paradise, a place where passions run high, and the wine never ceases to flow. When I've recovered enough of my wits and myself, when we have done with the outer planes, you should ask me of the inner, and I will describe my journey to you. I will return to Arborea's bowers and glades and lose myself for a time. Okay, lower planes. Like the upper planes, the lower planes are divided into lawful, chaotic, and neutral. Each of them varies in terms of horrors and what those horrors do to a traveler's spirit, and all of them are best avoided. Which of them would you like to hear about? The neutral planes, eh? They're vile and barely understandable. They're more insidious on their own than you could ever imagine. Take Gehenna, for example. 4 volcanoes in stages of dormancy floating in an infinite void, each of them somehow alive, and each of them wanting your soul by whatever means they can get it. Populated with Yugolots, the worst of the fiends in my opinion, and you've got the place. The plane of ultimate evil, at least that's what they call it, is the Grey Waste, a no place that drains color from your body and spirit, stealing away even your apathy. And it's the site of the worst battlegrounds in the war down there. Don't get me started. Then you've got Carcery on the chaotic side. Tell me about the war. Aye, the blood war. At the name, your blood feels as if it freezes in your veins. Ilborn doesn't seem to notice, wrapped up as he is in his memories. 2 armies of fiends smashing together pointlessly across the lower plains, slaughtering mindlessly in the name of law and chaos. They'll aggrandize it, of course, but in the end it's about hate and stupid endeavor that aids none and harms far too many. Second, need some water? Okay, tell me about Carcery. Carcery and its poisonous jungles, acid swamps, destructive waters, strung like a string of rotten pearls nestled within one another. He pauses and looks at you carefully, again fixing you in place with his eyes. Remember this, Seeker? Carcery is a prison, home to the Garoleths, one of the most dangerous types of fiends there is. The strength of this prison is the strength of the captor, as strong as the prisoner lets it be. Destroy the prison keeper, and a body can escape the red prison. There is almost no other way out, not when the gates close themselves against you, and watch you spin off in the vast space surrounding the orbs. Be wary of Carcery, traveler, for its bonds can be greater than flesh.
Updated my journal.
Oh, hey, journal update. Okay, I think we did all the neutral plane stuff, but just double checking. Yep. Lawful. As much as I detest the lawful upper planes, at least they present a modicum of goodness. Their lower planar counterparts, though. Archeron's a place of ricocheting cubes that never see an end to battle, swarming with the souls of dead humanoids. Beator, he shivers involuntarily. Beator is a place best avoided. Those Beatsu, the fiends in the corner there, are but the merest expression of the deviant corruption embodied in the soulless machine, in that soulless machine of order. If you want more, talk to them. But remember, all that is bad about bureaucracy and order originates from Beator, and it spreads like a stain across the hearts of mortals. Though there is some knowledge to be found there, it's rarely worth the spiritual rape the plane inflicts. Okay, what about the chaotic ones? The Abyss isn't someplace you should consider going. Where Beator is all orderly, the Abyss is full of chaos and change, and none of it pleasant. When it becomes something that approximates normality, that's when you should be most wary of it. It's home to the Tanari, what most primes call demons, and they've got that name for a reason. They are unpredictable and murderous, and the few you can trust are far and few between. The few I have met who I trust, I still don't trust entirely. They are creatures of chaos and evil incarnate, and if they're putting on a friendly face, who's to say it's not part of a larger agenda? Boundary planes. There are two boundary planes to my mind, and they are diametrically opposed. One of them, Mechanus, is the very essence of law, a place where beliefs fit together, interlocking, turning in a massive machine that is the entire plane. Some folks have it that the gears of Mechanus are the engine that drives the planes. The other plane is Limbo, a swirling morass of chaos that follows no rules, none. And just when a body thinks he's classified its behavior, it goes and changes on him. Or it doesn't. You just can't tell. I was in Limbo not too long ago. Okay, we'll come back to that. What about the Outlands? The Outlands are absolute neutrality. Probably the best place for a body to visit in the Outer Planes outside of Sigil, if you don't want to have a plane's moralities forced into your heart. Everything balances out in the Outlands, as it should be. You're the plane that sits at the center of the Outer Planes, as it should be for the plane that sits at the center of the Outer Planes. Powers' realms are scattered about here, and there are handfuls of gate towns that open into the rest of the Outer Planes. The gate towns usually mirror the philosophy of the plane their gates open onto. And if the balance of belief isn't kept in the town slips into the nearby plane. It's a bad situation for everyone, because few of the folks in the towns really want that change. But enough of the Outlands, what more would you know? So is that all the Outer Planes? Oops. Yeah, I didn't actually get a save off. There's like a small delay between finishing conversation and when you can save. Okay, Inner Planes. He sighs as if this reminded him of his bone-deep weariness. Think of the Inner Planes as a globe. On the top pole, you have the positive material plane. On the bottom, you have negative material. He pauses. Remind me to tell you of the negative. His eyes turn inward to some private horror. From the interaction between the two springs all of the urge for existence and non-existence, death and life, actuality and nothing. From them spring the basic elemental planes like fire, water, air, and earth. The para-elemental planes that lie between the four basic elements, and the quasi-elemental planes that come from the interaction of the four elements, with the positive and negative. Tell you about the negative material plane. Okay, we already had that story. Tell me about the rest of the planes. Okay, that seems like all we can learn from that line of questioning, right? Yeah. Okay. Tell me of the prime material. You want to know of the prime, visit it? If you want to know of the prime, visit it. The boundless worlds of that plane have an infinite variety, as do the planes, but I cannot encapsulate them as I have here. Suffice it to say, they are the birth of the outer planes, the children of the inner, and they hold limitless potential within their boundaries. Okay, I think there was a way to get him to talk about his journey. Wait, how'd we get to that? Lower planes. Hold on, there was one. And there was one line of questioning here, which I didn't go down. Is it the boundary? Oh yeah, tell me of your journey. He closes his eyes, remembering. I had a Githzeri guide with me, an anarch who could shape the illogical matter of the plane into forms of desire. We had fought off the harrying of the Salati, the chaos creatures who call that plane home. It seemed there were more than usual, but then one can never tell what's usual in Limbo. But I digress. In the midst of all this chaos, we came across a series of huge, metal, interlocking cubes, like some sort of puzzle box. It wasn't something we had shaped, consciously or not, and we couldn't find a way inside. It was like a bastion of order within the confines of disorder, the seed of law. And this is the best I can explain it.
Updated my journal.
Okay. Seems like we probably got everything there. Okay, we can talk to him about helping Ingress. But we've also got ads coming up in a few minutes. And this is probably a good stopping point.